Boy JD No Chip.
And it's your girl Chelsea.
And it's a no chill session. We got my home girl right now. Oh, my bad. Not even say home girl. Fam. AKA. You know what I'm saying? Elisa in this bad boy.
Yes.
Actress. Entrepreneur. Hustler. She'll tell you about yourself if you ask her, maybe.
I am happy to be here all the way in Santa Clarita. I used to live up here when I first got to LA. I was telling you, somebody kind of scammed me into getting an apartment.
And she got out of that bad boy quick.
Yeah, they made it seem like, oh, it's just right outside of LA. I'm like, I don't have no car. I'm coming from New York. Like, am I gonna be able to like get around? Oh yeah, you could get around, no problem. I was up here like 2.5 weeks. I was like, y'all lied to me.
Definitely lied.
Y'all
Someone
lied
else
to
got,
me.
I have
fact
another
that she got out of it,
friend
though.
who got like that.
Really?
Yeah, they were coming. I don't know if you know him, Charlie Wilson. He moved down here. No, not the
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know him.
You talking about the
that's
singer?
his real name. But no,
Okay.
he's a comedian.
Yeah.
And it brought his family out here. The whole thing ended up out here in Santa Clarita after being told it was around the corner from LA. It's like, nah.
They'll get you.
Yeah.
So where you originally from again? I heard New York.
I'm from Philly, but I lived in New York for 7 years.
Oh, you
Okay.
claiming New York. What part?
I'm claiming Philly, but I mean, I claim Harlem too. I was there long enough to get a little accent from both places.
There we go.
What was the vibe out there on the East Coast? I just visited there a couple weeks ago, and it was a little different out there. But it's cool, though. I love it, though.
Was it your first time visiting?
Yeah. First time. I could tell why New York is a little more
different.
stern.
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
what
y'all
I'm
West
saying?
Coast people don't never leave.
First of all, I'm from the
like-
Midwest now. Don't
Okay,
get
well
it
then,
twisted.
I don't know why you ain't
Well,
come
she
visit
said
before.
y'all. I knew she wasn't talking to us.
Oh, she's from Texas.
Because I'm from Texas. I'm from the South.
We ain't nobody here
Okay.
from LA yet.
Well, I mean, East Coast is. I would say New York is definitely a little like rougher. Like Philly, we have our hoods, we have our rough parts, but it's still brotherly love. So there's still people gonna smile at you in the street. There's like a camaraderie there, especially if they know you're from there. If you're not from there, it might be a little different. But with New York, even when they're being nice, they seem like they're mean. You have to get kind of used to it.
And I peep game. The chicken came in the pizza spot. Yeah, so, hey, you got my slice of pizza? You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah. I'm looking like they talking regular, but she came in there. Where the bathroom at? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's just the vibe. Like, everything moves so fast out there. And
Yeah.
it's like you have to assert yourself because there's so many people.
Get
So
your
if
point
you grow
across.
up, you grow up so fast out there. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, let me leave, because I don't really want to. I loved it, but I don't want to end up there, like, raising
Raising
kids
the
there.
kid
The kids
there.
be grown by like
I mean, they gotta walk to school. Do they really
They
have
ride
a bus?
the train.
They don't ride the bus.
They ride the train to school.
Yeah,
There's no
with the
school
train.
buses, or you walk to your PS, whatever. So you
And we talking about like when New York is packed, you gotta worry in the train.
Yeah, you're gonna see all sorts of
nah.
stuff. I used to live across the street from a school, and it used to be like my building used to be like a crack building. It was like renovated, so like some of the old crackheads would still come back.
Old crackheads.
You're
for
looking
it, yeah.
for it.
Looking
They were
for
like,
it.
"This is where I used to live," and I'm like, "The little children is
And they doing
walking
crack in
by
front of the children?
homeless crackheads."
Ah.
Yeah, but you grow up fat. Them kids were grown by like 6 years old.
I mean, but you got-
It's the level of independence that
Yeah.
you have
You
to
gotta
have
get
to
tough.
survive there.
You gotta
have
get
to,
tough.
But I think it's best for everyone to experience being out there for a while, because it changes you. Like the grind that I found moving out there, I was able to take it here because everyone
sure.
here moves a lot slower,
Slower,
and it's a different pace, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to be done this three times faster than you are.
Well, not that much slower. I mean, it's
West
It's
Coast,
a different
yeah.
kind of slow. Like I feel like LA is fast, but it's not New York.
I got you.
New York is
Yeah.
a beast of its own.
It's
There's
kinda
nothing
crazy.
like there.
You
I
get
mean, I
tired
haven't
of
lived
it.
there, but I've been there enough to know, like, I would never move to New York without knowing somebody there to help me acclimate myself to the lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, when I moved there, I didn't know anybody.
didn't know anyone?
Mm-mm. It was definitely a journey. Didn't know anything, just kind of moved there, just knowing. And then by the time I left, I had a lot of relationships and stuff like that, and still do. But yeah, it was hard. It was some stuff I definitely had to go through.
Is that where you
in
started
New
acting?
York.
I'm sorry.
I started acting when I was 11. That was my first.
Yes, ma'am.
gig.
That's
Yeah.
what I love. It's in your heart.
It
Child
has
star.
been. It was. I got my first gig at the Academy of Music, which was more like a singing music, because I used to do a lot of musical theater when I was younger. But I went to see a bunch of Broadway shows when I was like 8 to 10, and just always loved it. But I was always seeing stuff like Beauty and the Beast or Chicago. It was like white people.
Right.
I feel
Right,
that.
and I
Yeah,
just
I
thought,
feel
oh,
that
this
one.
is a cool thing white people do. How fun! I like it, whatever. And then I had this music teacher. She would take us to these Broadway shows, and she took us to Lion King, and that was my first time seeing black people on stage.
And that's dope.
And like Nala being my age and being up there and taking her bow, and it was so transformative to me. It was like I cried. I was like, this is what I want to do. And then ever since then at 10, what do you want to be when you grow up? Nala. Like I was like, I want to be her. I want to do what she. And it's like everything has been formed since then. I had really supportive parents that put me in like acting schools and summer programs. So
That's what's up. That your parents are even that supportive about that.
Yeah.
Representation though, that matters too. Look at
Yeah.
how that, like you said, that was formative for you to see someone who looked like you, to inspire you to say, you know what, I want to do this as well.
Yeah, that's why it's important for us to do projects that have diverse casts and stuff like that, because a lot of times you don't think it's supposed to be for you.
Oh,
until
it's
you
even
see yourself
possible.
in it.
For sure.
Yeah, you really don't. Which is why I'm glad we're getting a little bit more diverse. But we
That's
can always
what's
get
up.
better.
We can always get better.
We can
Yeah.
always get better.
She said, I've been doing this for a long time. So with your passion, that took you to New York, correct?
Yeah, so I mean, I did like college and did my major and did theater programs and stuff through college, but my parents were still like, get an education while you're doing this. They were supportive, but they were also fearful of, just diving in. And then after that, I went to Philly and I was a part of a few acting troupes out there. Did a lot of theater, but it just felt like too small a market. So that's what got me to just say, I'm going to just move to New York. And everyone kind of tried to talk me out of it. You don't got no
That's
agent
what they do.
yet.
They do
How you
that.
gonna
They
do
did that
it?
to everybody.
Like,
Nah.
I'm going to do it.
Nah,
Like,
naysayers.
Yeah, I went out there and I joined this company called the Actors Project, which is they do monologues, they train you, and then you do a showcase for a bunch of agents. That's how I was able to find my first agent, who pretty much was my agent the whole time I was there. And also that introduced me to writing too, because I used to get these monologues and I had to perform them, and they were written by white people, and
Yeah, they
seemed
don't sound
they
like
were-
us.
Yeah, I was like,
That's hard. Oh, that's hard.
I'm like, I gotta change all
she
the
gotta put a little
words
swag
to
on
make
the
it
sound,
appeal
a
to
little
me.
flavor,
Yeah,
sound.
and I'm like, how am I supposed to get an agent if I'm doing a monologue where I'm a blonde Southern belle
Sound
and
like
I'm trying
Karen
to
or
make her
something.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started writing my own, and that's when I first got my first book of monologues published, and they're on sale, Monologues to Go. Check them out. They're
Yes,
still up
plug
there.
it. Plug it.
Yeah, so I mean, I just recently did a whole visual project called the Monologue Project, where I put them on camera, like visualize them. A lot of them are on my Instagram, just to aid with the selling of them. But yeah, they've been selling since like 2011.
You better
like,
get that bag, Sean. You better get that bag.
The first one was Angry Black Woman, because I was like, I want to make fun of this stereotype, and I want to put something out there where a black woman can really own it. And it's her making fun of the fact that everyone assumes that we're angry because we're a black woman, and like telling you the real. And that has been my bestseller, and it's like been performed in Africa and London.
Turn
and like
up.
That's
I like
awesome.
knowing that I've done something to make people feel represented.
Look
you
at that.
know?
Leave me your
Listen,
legacy.
I definitely want to look into that, because that's coming from a military background. That's often what was told to me is, oh, you're being angry when being correct. And it's like, no, I'm not being angry. I'm expressing to you how I feel about this situation. So that is a high misconception for black women. Do you feel like now that you're in Los Angeles, how does that misconception play into the dating world?
Oh, I knew you was gonna ask that.
I need to know. You gotta tell
These
me,
niggas
Queen.
ain't shit if you look at their profile right now.
Okay.
I mean, because I know how I feel, but I want to hear from someone
No,
else.
listen, I hate dating out here. I hate it. I've not really dated seriously since I moved out here. And I mean, that could be for a plethora of reasons. I try really hard not to blame the West Coast. But I feel like black women are not fully appreciated out here for whatever reason. And I have to say that because I look at all my beautiful black successful friends who are single, and it just seems like we're all like shooting in the dark as far as trying to date out here for whatever reason. I feel like men move here from different places, and there's this allure of the exotic. You've heard it. You've heard these rappers talking about their preferences.
You know exactly what she's talking
and
about.
what have you. And I know a lot of black men have beautiful black queens, and I'm not, coming at y'all either, because you're out there, and I have friends who are in successful black relationships, so I know it's possible.
It's
but
rare.
I look at dating as I am busy, and I feel like I'm getting busier as things progress. So it's hard to pinpoint, like, starting a relationship now, though I would like to. Will I be in the same position a year from now? I pray to God not. I want to be in a better position, busier, richer, and I want that to continue to progress. So how do you date? Do you find someone that is already way beyond you, that will fit into the lifestyle that you plan to fit into? Do you find someone who is where you are now, who can grow with you? How do you know he'll be capable? It's a lot of questions.
And you don't find out until you start dating, and then you end up dating the wrong person, and you might have wasted a little time.
Well, see, I always tell myself I want someone who meets me at this level, because I feel like as we become more busy in the industry, as we grow, then it'll get even tougher. Because when I look at women like Regina King, I don't know these women. We're just outside looking in. She's beautiful, she's talented, she's smart, not married. I can name probably 4 other beautiful queens who are in this situation, and it's like,
you're not alone.
I mean, in my mind, I would prefer someone now. And we can grow and build and support, and they don't necessarily have to be in the industry.
Yeah.
You could be a plumber.
But will somebody be able to understand your schedule? Even as a guy, some women don't even understand my schedule.
To a busy woman. I don't feel like
it's a little bit of the understanding the schedule, but it's also like, I would imagine someone like a Regina King gets so caught up in her success and the joys of what she has going on that you do feel like, I'm good. There's moments where I'm like, okay, I know I could try a little harder on this dating app, or I could put more effort into texting this brother back or whatever, or putting myself out there. But I'm completely content chilling in my house today.
I'm content with that too. I don't think. Maybe she is content, because Tracy Ellis Ross said the same thing. There's this misconception that, especially once women hit over an age of 40, that, oh my God, you're somewhere crying in a corner because you don't have a man. I don't think that these women are that. No. But I think they also would like to have a partner to share.
I think they all have men. I just don't think that they have men that they want to be in the forefront, or, I don't think that Tracy Ellis Ross or Regina King are sitting at home at night. I think they, could call whoever they want, but it's just similar to like Oprah having a choice of, do I want to take this man and make him my husband, or do I want to have something that's convenient to me? The schedules get kind of crazy when you're an actor. So, I agree with you about wanting to find someone now, but I had to let go of that turn 30 feeling of, okay, like I got so many years to find him, so I can get to this point in my career. Yeah,
that's a societal trap.
Right, that is.
Like, who said that at this number
you have
I was
to
supposed
start,
to be
and then you
place.
end up applying pressure elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get this and that done.
Yeah, that's true. I'll admit that I don't know how to date, and I think that's because I've spent a long time being in relationships back to back to back, and so this time in my adult life is the first time I'm dating. So I'm like learning everything, and I'm figuring out like how much is putting myself out there, because I like an aggressive man. I lived in New York for a long time. I lived in Philly.
Definitely.
I'm used to the what up? Like, I'm used to that, and as annoying as that was, I do miss the aggression. I never had to guess or question my beauty. I've never once felt unattractive. Whereas out here, men just seem to be a little bit more passive. They're more so waiting for you to come to them. And I don't know if, other women of non-color are coming at them in a way that makes them feel like, okay, every woman should come at me like this, but I am not the one or two. I have Southern values, and I'm used to being courted, and I'm more attracted to a man that courts me personally. So if I have to ask you for your number, not saying that it'll never happen, but if I have to ask you, I'm not going to value that number as much.
Oh shit! All right, we closing now, but I want to ask you a quick question. If it's something you had to tell your younger self, what is something you would tell them, and then also what is something that you'll tell the youth who maybe follow in the same footsteps as you?
Wow, something I would tell my younger self: patience is a virtue. There's been so many times within this industry because it's been up and down. But if I really look back over the last 10 years, it's been a steady trajectory of up. And if I look at where I am right now, some of the things that I'm about to do and projects that I've been blessed to be in, you have to just keep going. Like, your passion is your why. You know, you were given a talent, whatever that talent is, it's blessed upon you, and you have to figure out a way to turn it into something that builds someone else up. You know what I mean? Because that becomes your why for living. And no matter what I've had to go through to get to the point where I'm finally saying, oh, my whole career is immersed in acting and production and writing, it was worth all of those trials. You know what I mean? So I would have loved to tell myself that a couple times when things felt dire and I was crying my eyes out and all sorts of stuff just to appease me. But, you know, I know it now.
All right. And what's something you would tell the youth who's following the same footsteps as you?
I mean, I would tell them that same thing, but also, you know, even if you're not following in my exact career footsteps, just to be real, just to realize that it's a place for you, because sometimes you don't see your place and you want to go down a path and you feel like you're not supposed to go down that path because you don't see anyone that looks like you that's going through that path. But, you know, sometimes you can't wait on a representation to take the step forward. It's like whatever your intuition is driving you to do, sometimes you do have to just dive into it. And it may not look traditional, and it may not look like what they told you was supposed to look like in school. And sometimes it's probably best, because a lot of the more successful people are the ones that didn't follow the path that everyone else followed.
Appreciate that, sister.
Thank you so much,
This
Lisa,
interview.
for being here and sharing
man.
that. I really. We're gonna get your social media down
put it
low
all
on the
on the
screen
bottom,
so
for
they
sure,
can
for sure.
follow you.
Okay.
Yes. It's been a dope no chill session. I hope y'all learned something here today, man. She put down some jewels today. You know what I'm saying? Different perspective. Independent, too, by the way. Then you said how
Probably too independent.
And that by LA standards, we all are.
Put it like that. No, you good. You in the right
true.
footsteps, right path. You solid. Too independent. I really don't think there's no such thing, because there can't nobody take better care of you than you can.
I
Obviously,
love
so.
you like you love you.
There we go. That's how it is.
starts.
All right, it's been a no chill session. We out of this bad boy.
Yeah.
All right, bye. This is Elisa Murray, and this is No Chill Session.